Welcome to the Nerdspice podcast.
No, do it
Mitchell,
properly.
was there anything you wanted to talk about?
No. It's inconsequential.
Come on, what do you want to talk about?
It doesn't matter.
Some
No,
amazing
you
announcement
don't
coming
want
up.
the people to know.
You said there was an amazing announcement, please.
I didn't say it was amazing. I said there's a small bit of news that came out like yesterday, and you
Okay.
went,
What's the news?
No.
What's the news?
Alright, guys.
No. What's the news?
No. I don't want to say it now.
I don't know.
Season 3 of Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in the Dungeon's been announced.
Yeah.
There we go.
Oh, do you know the date?
Jesus Christ.
October 2nd.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, there you go, guys. October 2nd. Just so you know, for everyone that didn't know what day that was coming out and was interested in that, Andrew didn't give a fuck about you. So just know that. I wanted to tell you, and he went, "Is that really important to tell them?" And I'm like, "It's a bloody podcast where we tell people what's going on." And he goes, "No, dude, nah."
Alright.
Jesus Christ. I try to give you what you need, Andrew.
I'm
Not
crying,
good
bro.
enough.
I didn't realize you'd get so triggered, bro.
And now that we've gone with that bit of news, on to PlayStation. And we'll hear Andrew talk for an hour and a half. Here we go. Jesus.
Oh, dude, you made me cry.
It's not enough.
Do you need help? Like,
Oh, no
do
way.
you want a
ever.
hug?
I need to go outside.
I offered that before we started recording. I did offer that.
What? To go outside? I
Go
can do
outside and
that.
Just have a quick breather, you know.
Oh, no, I'm okay. I was just,
Okay,
I was just so caught off by. Why do you want to tell people this? I'm like, isn't this our whole shtick?
I know, it was more just I meant, like, does it need to be said at the beginning? Why not leave it to the end? Because
Oh, I
there's
was
other
just
new
gonna-
stuff after the end.
I was just gonna say
Oh.
it before you got into
Oh, that's funny.
PlayStation because I might forget, and there's a lot of PlayStation stuff
That's
that's
funny.
more
So
than
it
beef.
inevitably was not so important to the point where you were going to forget about it by the end of the spiel.
No.
Oh my god. What is
No.
going on?
It's a big deal for people that wanted it, right? But it's
Oh,
not
fuck.
a bigger deal than all this PlayStation stuff coming
Jesus
out.
Christ.
And I would have been thinking
was
about that.
beautiful.
Alright.
That's
Just like-
beautiful.
Girls in a dungeon is like Mitchell's thing. Maybe that's why he's so sensitive about it.
The thing is, I don't really.
Hey,
I
in
like
his
that show, but I
defense,
don't get it.
It's not that bad a show. Really bad. It's got a purposefully bad title.
I mean, season 2, I don't know, it didn't amaze me.
I didn't. I couldn't finish it. It got a little.
It was.
It got a
bit-
little.
Yeah. Anyways,
Okay.
season
Anyway,
3.
let's go. Let's move on. So this morning we got the PS5 live stream. The whole reason the podcast we delayed it from last night, recording it, was because of this. We got some announcements.
Yeah.
We started off the whole stream with a little, as I said, montage of the announcements we previously had. But no, we got a
That seems
we, like,
not that
we got a Final
important. Do
Fantasy
you want to put that at
16?
the end? Do you want to just put
Well,
that at the
see,
end?
Mitchell, I'm just putting the live stream in chronological order. You see,
it just doesn't seem like it's that people really care about that.
you
So
two-
just
you
put it at
two-
the
you seem a
end.
bit selfish.
For the love
Do you-
of God.
I think you do need to go outside for a little bit.
I'm just keeping you honest. That's all.
I mean, if that makes you feel better.
Oh my god, I still got sleep in my eye.
Final
Alright,
Fantasy 16 got announced.
cool.
Final Fantasy 16. Look, it was mainly a cinematic. They did show off some gameplay, but I'm gonna be honest, man. I at first thought it was a Final Fantasy 14 expansion just because of how the graphics looked, and then after that, I kind of went. It looks very similar to 15 in terms of the character animations, and it looked a little. It didn't look like a PS5.
Well, because
And-
is it one of the
It's
It
the
was
newest
announced-
one. It's going to be the latest one.
yeah, but like it's announced for the release of the PlayStation, isn't it?
No, it's coming. They didn't. I didn't think they gave a release date.
Okay, because you know normally when like the new gen comes out and there's those
But, like,
announcement games.
Yeah, that wasn't what 16 was. That definitely wasn't
okay.
what 16 was. It is PlayStation console exclusive though.
Oh shit!
Yeah, It is a console exclusive,
That's
but that
cool.
means it'll still probably go on PC.
Yeah.
I'm just assuming it's just going to be stuck
Inevitably.
on. It's going to be either on PlayStation or PC and not Xbox, which But yeah, I don't know. It's good to see a Final Fantasy game in medieval times again, like in an actual medieval fantasy world versus that. Like a lot of the times they do the mixture of
weird
both technology
sci-fi.
and fantasy. So it's nice to see like a medieval fantasy world.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. Like,
They'll probably be like steampunk-esque.
well, they didn't show much of that at all from what I saw. It looked very strictly medieval fantasy. But it could end up being wrong, and there is some steampunk stuff. But honestly, I'd rather them go back.
Look, people love medieval themed games. Like,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
a theme that people just always seem to go back to,
Well,
regardless.
it's a very big theme. Obviously, when you think of fantasy, a lot of the time your mind goes to
What was that?
medieval fantasy.
What was that like medieval war simulation game that was huge like last year or the year before? It was like kind of bad, but people loved it.
I don't know what I don't know what you're.
I don't know. People out there, you might know what it is. It's a pretty broad. I don't know what its name is. It's basically like a game multiplayer. So you'd be up against a team of other players, and you'd be in a team of your own and whatever. And you're literally a medieval. I don't know. You could be a knight. You could be an archer, whatever. And it was pretty realistic.
Mordhau.
I think it
Mordhau. Yeah,
Mordhau.
that's it. That's the one.
No,
I was gonna say,
it's
like,
still
games like that
popular.
gets really, really popular because people love the medieval theme. That's all I was
Well,
trying to say.
I think that also just because it's not very often you get like a kind of almost a first-person sword fighting game where you're versing other real players. So I think it was also very exciting to be able to fuck around with that.
Sure.
I think that definitely added to it. But no, I agree. Like, people love that setting. I think it's my one thing is because Final Fantasy hasn't really dabbled in that setting in a while. Like, at least with the new generations of games. Obviously, I haven't played a shit ton of them, but they always seem to have some form of weird technological setting or like advances in the worlds. At least for a while, like since 7, they've kind of started to dabble in that. And I personally didn't like Final Fantasy 15. If Leon was here, he would defend it. Like, it was decent. They had some good characters. The characters were very good.
Yeah.
And that's what literally held the game, was
Right.
the characters. The characters were so good. Like, they were top-tier characters. And that was the best part of the game, in my opinion. And
Is that the one where you go on a road trip with your boys?
that's yeah. It's road trip with best boys.
Final Fantasy to me is one word, mostly because I haven't played it. Inconsequential, you know. So I think you just put it at the end. I don't know why you said it at the start.
Well, you might be. It might
God!
be for you, Mitchell, but I'd say as for a broader group of people, they'd disagree with you.
Oh, so now we care about the broader audience. Yeah. No.
I'm gonna stab him. I'm gonna stab you.
You are
Come
a salty baby,
come
bro.
over here, dude. I need a friend. It's been a while since I've seen an outside person. It's crazy.
It's been a week.
It's been like 6.
I mean, like physically maybe, but you saw him over stream yesterday. Oh, last week, sorry.
It's not the same, people. Please, I need a touch. I want to touch your face. In like a
So I
Ubisoft
think
way.
we can just confirm Mitchell is not dealing with stage 4 isolation very well at all.
No,
Okay.
no, I'm not.
So, guys, please subscribe to make Mitchell feel better.
Guys, I
Leave
got
a
my
comment
Haikyuu
above
custom stuff.
That is a really sick top.
Shiratori's
One like equals one prayer for Mitchell.
Get that
Put F's in the
old
chat, please.
that old Facebook like viral photos. Jesus Christ.
I'm glad you picked up on what he was
Yeah.
referencing there, Mitchell. I'm proud of you.
Yeah. No, Yeah, I haven't really played Final Fantasy, so I can't really say too much.
Well, I mean,
I've seen bits and pieces, but I know.
I mean,
Like,
considering
it's
you're not
huge.
much into single player, it's not gonna interest you whatsoever. I'm just gonna tell you that.
I
And the
represent
thing is,
the
at
shooters, bro.
least with 15, the things that they did try and touch, like the open world aspect, I think was really fucking horrible. I think it
I
was really
did
poorly
see a bit
designed.
of Final Fantasy 15 when you were streaming it. So,
That was 14.
was that 14?
That was the MMO.
Well, there you go.
But yeah, anyway, let's just continue on. So for the Final Fantasy 16 gameplay, it was captured on a PC. From now on, all the games are captured on a PS5. So we got Spider-Man, got gameplay for Spider-Man.
Cool.
Yeah, it looked like Spider-Man, but with Miles Morales abilities is the best way to put it. And that's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing whatsoever. Spider-Man game was great. Adding in the Miles Morales abilities was really neat. Seeing him. Sorry, what were you going to say? What were you going to say?
No, I was just going to ask. Do you think they're going to do the same thing with the original, well, the Spider-Man game that came out a couple of years ago? Do you think they're going to do the same thing where you can have all the different suits from different eras, or it's going to be something else entirely?
I don't know. I don't think so. No.
No.
Miles Morales doesn't have that much. Like,
Yeah, he doesn't have that much
Well,
variety.
who was the Spider-Man? Were we Peter Parker in the first one, right?
Yes.
And all the suits what we were using, they were his suits, or were they just suits from different?
They were all Peter Parker suits from different universes. They were all from Peter Parker's character.
That changes.
Some of them were also from the same quote-unquote universe, but they were all Peter Parker suits, though. They were like each suit.
No. Okay. Like, for example, 2099 is.
Oh yeah, sorry, 2099. Sorry, isn't Peter Parker.
Look, it's just all classic Spider-Man suits that were like alternate versions of the base Peter Parker.
Yeah, I just thought maybe they do a thing like, because I have the Spider-Man game. It's been sitting there for years. I just haven't played it. But like whether they do a thing where you can be Miles Morales. Obviously, the character's not going to change for you, but you'd have different suits of your favorite Spider-Man, Spider-Man era, whatever.
I think because I feel like the identity of Miles Morales is so. It's only been recently that people have really kind of like, or the broader audience has noticed or known about Miles Morales. So I think they don't want to dabble with multiple costumes because they want. It's also this is. Unlike with Peter Parker was already Spider-Man for a number of years. This is Miles Morales's, like, this is his time to be Spider-Man, so that I think they want to focus on it. And also because the size of the game is
I was just about to say,
smaller as well.
That's true, that's true.
Gonna be,
but I think it's also, like, there is a bit more credence to him not having it within the story as well from where he is. Because he is, it is meant to be him very early on.
Right.
So, yeah, the gameplay looked good. They announced that the Tinkerer will be one of the villains.
Cool.
Which that's a really good beginning villain. The Tinkerer is a good starting villain, in my opinion. But obviously, whether or not he's going to be the main villain, I don't know, but. He's a good starting villain, at least because I'm pretty sure from what I gathered, one of the groups is run by the Tinkerer, so it's about two different gang wars almost.
Yeah. You
can a tech company versus a gang, and so one of them's run by the Tinkerer.
Yeah, so you can almost assume that it's not just going to be the Tinkerer that the game's focusing on.
Yeah. Sorry, what were you going to say?
I was just gonna say, can we just talk about the new PlayStation logo? How when the XY triangle, etc., like spin and stuff, you see all their like exclusive characters, like the Marvel-esque opening.
Yeah, hey, but ain't broke.
I mean, it works. Yeah. It's a good way to go. Hey, this is why you're buying a PlayStation.
Yeah.
That too.
Like it's just it's similar with like Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's like these are all the fuckers that you'll see in our movies. These are all of our boys.
It is eerily similar. Like it's like
Yeah.
Come on, like you could
No,
do a different style.
But there's nothing wrong with it. It's just
I was
like,
gonna say,
oh,
I think
cool.
it's really
Like,
good.
No, it is really
think
cool, but it
it's a
is
smart
very,
idea.
very similar. Is
no, because Andrew's right. At the end of the day, right, you're like, it shows you why you would buy the PlayStation instead of Xbox.
Yeah.
Well,
Because
yeah.
Xbox, like for example, PlayStation knows, like Xbox and Xbox knows they don't have shit on PlayStation when it comes to exclusives.
For
Yeah.
now.
For now,
we'll get. I
Because,
think
like,
we'll
I
get more
mean,
into
to be
it.
fair, like, obviously, Xbox does have some exclusives coming up that I'm going to be honest are higher on my list than some of these PlayStation exclusives.
I know. I'm so
So I
excited
need
for
to see.
Infinity or whatever it is.
Infinite, Halo Infinite.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah,
It's
can't
it's
wait.
called
No,
Infinity now. They've gotten rid of the name Halo and Infinite.
It's just Infinity.
It's just Infinity.
Infinite.
But no, I'm talking about, like, you know, they've got the Obsidian, like, Avowed, which could be the new Elder Scrolls-esque game, which I'm hyped for, considering Obsidian do Bethesda better than Bethesda does themselves nowadays. It's interesting to see them tackle medieval game, and obviously we need to see the gameplay, but, like, you know, there are games that they have that could be very fucking good. The is PlayStation just has the track record right now. PlayStation has the track record to back them up versus...
That's just what it is. It's at the end of the day, PlayStation's just been...
But so, like, you know, I harbor it back to almost, if you look at the PS2 going onto the PS3, PlayStation was ahead of the game.
Yeah.
They fucked up with the PS3 and fucked up with a number of their exclusives until the last number of years. And then Xbox was ahead of the game, and then they fucked up for the Xbox One.
Oh,
and then PlayStation 4 came back in. And
I'd even argued the 360 wasn't that great. It was just better than.
But that's the thing, though. They were ahead, though. That's the thing. They were ahead because the PlayStation was fucked. They fucked the PlayStation.
No, I know.
They did have great exclusives on the Xbox, though. Like, they had some great exclusives. It's just the last few years of the PS3 had some phenomenal exclusives. Yeah. That was kind of the, like, oh my god, wait, PlayStation might have something. And then, like I said, PS4 then came out. They kept on the ball running with their exclusives, and they took the lead because Xbox got cocky. But to me, this generation, PlayStation is very much showing that they're fucking cocky, because Xbox is doing all these things that's not necessarily great for them as a business, but it's great for them, for the consumer, which will then propel them as a business.
Yeah, I actually think that Xbox might catch up to them this generation.
Easily.
I think this is Xbox's time to kind of get back in the game.
Yeah. And
they were never out of the game. Let me say, they're not out of the game ever. But what I'm saying is, PlayStation was always in front. But now I think that they have the opportunity with all this, you know, consumer-friendly stuff that they're doing, with some pretty good games still. They can get back up there with PlayStation and have positives.
I think the difference is Xbox never really made bad exclusives. It was just they were so 7 out of 10 worthy versus PlayStations were always like arguably a 9 to 10 or an 8 to 10.
What were their single player exclusives on Xbox?
Well, you got like the Gears franchise. You had Halo
franchise?
5, the Gears franchise. So
I wouldn't
Gears
say
4,
that's solo. They're
the thing is, though,
multiplayer.
yes, there is multiplayer as well, and a lot of people go for the multiplayer, but a lot of people also go for the single player. Like you look at some of your favorite moments during the Xbox 360 moments, and it's not the Gears multiplayer, Gears 3 multiplayer that you loved. It was the Gears 3 story that you remember. You know, so I think with Gears in particular, you can argue there is a strong story element involved.
Yeah, fair enough.
For example, right, me who had a Xbox, I didn't touch Gears until you actually got me one as a gift for my birthday.
Did I?
And I think.
Oh, I'm sure a nice friend.
Yeah, it was you. I think it was Gears 3. You got it from. It was way before the time of Corona.
Yeah.
I don't remember buying you a Gears game.
You did. You did.
We're
You
getting off track.
You came from Melbourne, and you came to my house, and you're like, "Happy birthday!" I was like, "Oh, dude, I did like you didn't have to do this." And then we watched Teen Wolf all day.
Man, he's written down the transcript.
That was ages ago. Fuck.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And then
That
you
was
had dinner
like
with my
back-
family.
That was
We were like 16, bro.
no younger, because that was back when I was still at ABS, bro.
Yeah, I know. That's what I mean.
So
That was
I would have been like 15. Shit, 15, 16. Yeah, fuck. Oh, Jesus, I don't remember. I remember the Team Wolf part, but not the Gears part. But yeah, anyway, let's go. Let's continue. So, I mean, like, just going back onto the Xbox track, though, like, the other first-party games they had was, like, games like Recore and shit, and they were severely average.
Yeah.
Not bad, just severely average. And so they didn't stand out. And I think it was a shame, because they had one really interesting game, if you guys remember it all, Scalebound.
Nah.
Which was announced ages ago, and it was by Platinum, and that game looked fucking awesome as a concept.
It did,
and then Xbox cancelled it.
Yeah, such is the way sometimes, isn't it?
Which is a shame, because that was kind of what a lot of the Xbox fans back then, because this was when Bloodborne and that were coming out. Xbox was like, yeah, but we've still got Scalebound, man. Scalebound's this is our final shot. And then Scalebound got cancelled, and it was just like watching this kid, like, looking at the ice cream that he was about to get given and have it smashed and obliterated, and the whole ice cream truck blew up at the same time. It was
Mitch, it was like, so think about the concept of like absorbing the soul of the dragon from like Skyrim, except think that, except it's more of a direct like absorption.
And also just like the concept, like they had this, it was again similar to, it was like a weird technologically advanced medieval fantasy, like all the swords were weirdly like techie. He was fucking running around with headphones in, blasting music. Like, it just looked fun and wacky. It looked neat. It just looked neat. Anyway, let's continue on. So, the next thing that got announced after Spider-Man was we finally got a confirmation of the Harry Potter RPG. This got leaked years ago. It got leaked years and years ago. And it got leaked with someone showing it was a consumer test. So like they were showing people videos of the game, and someone was just in the background fucking filming it.
Yeah.
But they showed a character creation and shit like that, and I think they did come out and say, yes, we are making a Harry Potter RPG. So they finally shown it now. And
oh boy, do I smell profit? This game will go huge.
It looks good.
It looks really good.
It looks really good. My only concern is that, so everyone knows about the mobile game, right?
It was shit.
No, that's besides the point. But the mobile game is made by the company that's making this game. So they've released a thing called Port. Like, this game was made by Portkey Games. So I assume that the mobile game was a means to fund the RPG. But the thing is, the mobile game has really good cinematics, but then it's also buggy as shit.
Oh.
Yes.
And I'm just concerned that because this is a new, like, effectively, this is probably the second game that this company has made.
Well, all we can hope is that they learn from their mistakes. It is a little different.
Yeah, I feel like going from mobile to a console they have to step up their shit. And I think they definitely will.
I think there'll be a lot more manpower behind it too.
Yeah. I surely hope so.
I hope it's good, because it looks really decent.
It does.
My only concern is what they're doing with the outside of Hogwarts, because like there was rumors of you going to Hogsmeade and a bit further beyond, but I'm concerned just like also how overpowered your character realistically is, like just stuff like that, because it's like from a canonical standpoint, I understand that it's in the 1800s, but that's not that long ago. Considering if you're a powerful wizard, that you wouldn't be mentioned in future, and why you wouldn't create a legend of your
I'm
own.
fine with
the
franchise games being non-canon.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. But I don't think they'll say that because they won't want to, because they'll be worried that's going to annoy people. I personally don't care.
I don't think it should. They can't expect it. Like, especially if it's a customization. It's like, I don't know what's her name. Twisted Anarchy 47 was such a great wizard.
The only thing I could think of,
that's now in canon now because of the game.
They do what some RPGs do, is and you have a last name that you can't change, and you can only create a first name. And
sure.
So then...
But either way, you have a lot of names that you then have to add into canon.
No. So what they do is they just write the last name as the canon character.
Right.
There's like Shepherd.
In the wizarding world, the thing is, there's a lot of powerful wizards that you just don't hear about because...
Of course. But,
because, for example, Dumbledore is just like, what the... Like, people are like, you should not even exist. Like, you should not be able to do the things you do type thing.
Yeah.
You know, same with Harry Potter.
I mean, we're talking about Harry Potter, okay? It's not really the franchise of consistency. J.K. Rowling's kind of just making it up at this point.
Exactly, but look, besides the point, I still think, like, even the mobile...
to see how the game does, actually.
Even the mobile game, writing-wise, like, the actual story, not, like, the shitty, like, make friends with this character in the world. Like, the actual writing of the storyline is actually good. Like,
well, if they can do that on a mobile game, it'll be interesting to see what they can do for an RPG, and that's a good sign. Good signs.
Out of curiosity, what's everyone's houses?
Everyone says I'm Slytherin, but I'm definitely a Gryffindor. So that was my Pottermore thingamajigger.
I mean, considering how salty and petty you are right now, I'd believe you were Slytherin.
You know what? I'm slowly starting to believe it myself.
What about you?
I don't know. Apparently, I got Slytherin.
Slytherin.
That I can believe 100%.
Slytherin makes sense because I got Hufflepuff.
Oh, really?
And apparently they're best friends. Slytherins and Hufflepuffs.
Really?
Yeah, because
I thought
the whole thing about Hufflepuff is like loyal and determination.
So you're like our bitches.
Hey fam, just because you're all evil wizards, don't be mad, bro.
I ain't evil. I'm just salty. It's different.
Therefore, you're evil.
I bring in the salt and attitude.
Grumpy fucker. But like, look, the game looked interesting. I'd love to see if they go like an Oblivion route to the game.
Dude, if I could become an animagus,
that'd be fucking hype.
Yes,
that'd be pretty hype.
Because you can do it.
But
I want a pet hippogriff.
Yeah, see, that's not normal in the wizarding world, regardless.
No, it's not normal. I want it
though. That's just fucking weird, bro.
It's not weird. People would want it. It's like normal people in the world being like, I'd love a tiger as a pet, which I would. But, in an RPG, it gives license.
But you're the crazy dude with the pet tiger.
The fucking Tiger King. Joey Exotic of the wizarding world.
Come film a documentary, bro. I'm ready.
I'd love to see Mitchell create a wizard with a fucking white mullet and redneck as all. Do you know what? They need to make a movie about Joey Exotic.
My character's just like Merlin from Shrek.
They are making a movie of Joey Exotic.
No, like in Harry Potter. A wizard.
I'll base him off Merlin from Shrek 3.
I mean, they should have just made new Joe Exotic.
Yeah.
That would have made fantastic.
Making a biopic.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I'm gonna have a hippogriff
farm. Look, it looks interesting. It looks interesting. My only concern is how well it's going to do, because obviously there's a lot of people trying to boycott JK at the moment.
Yeah.
Due to her current beliefs.
People are really aggressive about it, and it's really wrong. I don't agree with J.K. Rowling at all. But it was weird because I was talking to someone only a couple of days ago about it, and I brought up the perspective that I brought up about, I think it was Ubisoft and their game about, you said it was the Black Lives Matter fist?
Yeah.
And I basically said, if she is taking a dig and being nasty towards this community, then yes, 100%. But
the only thing is, like in her case at least, it's that it looks disingenuous because it's like oh yeah, like I've made all these characters, I've made this whole
because I'm really inclusive.
And then it's just been like, oh, this is going on in the world, therefore I'm going to include this, and I'm going to rehash what I wrote.
Yeah. Well, no, I don't like J.K. Rowling at all.
That's not the current shit that she's getting. She's getting a lot of shit
for a new book.
I saw the new book one.
She's attacking. She has been on Twitter and stuff. Transgendered people.
Oh yeah, she is a really bad.
She's a TERF, which is essentially an exclusive of feminist that doesn't include transgendered female people in terms of feminism, and so she's been very vocal, and that's where a lot of the attacks are coming from, because obviously she's someone who claims to be very accepting and inclusive, and then proceeds to exclude a specific group, which is very
what I said to my friend who was being very up and up about it. I just said, if this book was made by anyone else than J.K. Rowling, there'd be no problem. It's an art piece, all right? It's
I don't even know what her new
basically
book is.
It's like a cis male that dresses up as a female and murders people. And the problem is they're not. It's because they, like, the community, I guess, they do it for different reasons, where this character in the book is doing it just for fun, or they do it just to kill. I don't know the details. Don't take my word for it.
I mean, that's pretty questionable, considering she is so openly attacking.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying J.K. Rowling, 100% in the wrong if she's attacking this community. I'm also saying that if this book was made by anyone else, there wouldn't be a problem.
Well, it depends how popular the person is. If they were a popular book writer, I'm sure they'd still probably attract heat if they weren't covering it in a good way. I mean, we've got, like, if you wouldn't know about this, but if we look at someone like a video game developer called Swery, who made the Deadly Premonition games, who released Deadly Premonition 2 quite recently, and was under a lot of fire because his game depicts a transgendered woman being a serial killer, but like the way they treated this transgendered woman was very poorly. Not necessarily the fact that they were the serial killer was the problem. It was the way that they dead name them. So, for example, they call her a him constantly.
That's just mishandling the.
They mishandled it. So,
subject.
Like, they mishandled the property, and so and he's someone who, before that, had made a game called The Missing, which was all about a transgendered woman dealing with her acceptance of herself after transitioning, and it was praised and because it was handled really well. And so we've got someone who, in a lot of ways, people were going, well, if they will handle it well, and they still didn't handle it well, So you've already got like that's an excuse of, it doesn't matter if their beliefs beforehand were righteous or not. If it's not handled well, it will get called out. Yeah. I haven't read the book because I don't fucking read. No. But so what I'm saying, really like, is it one? If it isn't handled bad, if it's just the normal way, is it just because of J.K. Rowling, or is it just because trans people are being viewed in a negative light? Which, in that case, I don't agree.
I think it's
because
because that exact story. I don't know if you guys know. There's a weird version of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. And
Okay.
it's called Dr. Jekyll and Sister Hyde. And it's where he turns into, and it's a film, and it's actually a good film. It's an old film,
Okay.
very old. So he turns into a beautiful woman,
Yeah.
and he actually goes around killing women, or she. Sorry, it's a she at that point.
Yeah.
And then the whole point of it is that, this person's Jack the Ripper, but all the, lady of the night are looking for a man looking to kill them, when in actuality they hang out with this woman and then that woman kills them. So it's
That's an interesting concept.
Yeah.
Right.
It's so obviously it's not the exact same.
I mean, the minor difference is we're talking about someone who's actually turned physically into a woman, not just like had a
It's
surgery.
Physically a man and dresses up as a woman. I don't know if they identify themselves as a man or a woman in this book. I don't know if they're serious about.
I don't know. I feel like this is a can of worms that we.
Yeah, it is. It is.
I was just pointing out that it'll be interesting to see if it actually does well, considering how much heat she's getting
and
right now.
And I just wanted to point out a perspective of like how, because it is an art piece, how much leeway can we give it, given the subject and given the artist?
I think it gets very muddy when the artist starts turning their very real life political views into their art piece and starts projecting certain hatreds or worries towards that. I think it'd be different if it was someone who was normally very pro-transgender and were to write something like this, because that their normal views are this way, so you can confirm that most
it's
likely
not just hate speech then.
It's most likely that this was an interesting story they wanted to make. But we've got someone who's openly doesn't agree with this certain group and demographic, to then create something that could make it like shine bad light on them. I think that's where it kind of distances itself from art to real life politics.
Yeah, that's fair. To bring it back to Harry Potter, I think it'll be interesting to see. In that case, I think the Harry Potter franchise might have to try it as much as it can to disassociate itself with.
But the thing is,
Harry Potter. I mean, with JK.
The problem is though, people are already saying, "I don't want to buy this game because she will get royalties." I've already seen it on Twitter. I literally hopped on Twitter just before we went on.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. People are
and
just
people are already saying
it.
she's going to get royalties, and she's not. And so they're not going to give her money. And they're not going to give her money.
See, the thing is, again, like, there's also so much great that she did at the same time. Like, this sort of comes into that, like, cancel culture thing. Like, she also donated, like, a lot of her fortune. I think it was almost all of it at one point to charity.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
but she's still spreading hate speech,
I know, but the thing is, it's the same argument as someone who's done something hateful years and years ago. You don't remember. You see what they are now, not what they did previously.
Yeah.
Not just what they did previously. You can't treat it two different ways of, they've done something really horrible now, but I guess they did good things in the past, and then not be like, they're doing stuff good now, but they've done some bad things in the past. If you've got to treat the person by what they are now.
Yeah, I will say this though, Tolga. There are a lot of people that have worked on these Harry Potter projects, like the films and everything like that.
That have done amazing things.
That are just normal people that deserve your support, that have put hours into this game. So it depends on what you view. Do you want to support the people that have put their time and money into this game, the project that they'd love to make for this franchise, for this community? Or do you backlash on it because of the one person who made the franchise?
The problem is though, who's getting the most money out of it?
Well, and regardless of who,
that's the questionable.
Well, we talk about Ubisoft and them not getting paid and backlash and all that kind of stuff.
But regardless of that,
they need that money to survive.
Yeah. Regardless of that, for example,
that's the whole thing. Like JK can survive without it. These people working on it would probably be a massive hit for them, and they've done nothing wrong.
Exactly. It's.
But that's the sad thing about working with a product that has a very messy face to the product.
But it doesn't. But you know what I mean?
I'm
It's
not
like,
agreeing with it, but I'm saying that's just the simple problem.
It depends on what people view as more important.
What's the next game? What's the next game?
Yeah, let's continue. We've gone down the rabbit hole there.
Yeah.
We got Cold War single player gameplay. Looks good.
Yeah,
Looks good.
I watched that just before. It seems like a pretty good
It
Call of
looked
Duty
fun.
campaign.
It looked fun.
Brings back an old favorite of Woods, which is good.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that was expected.
Didn't Woods
Are we-
die?
I think so.
No, because in Black Ops 2, Woods is also back again.
Are we playing as Mason again?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah. And it looks like a good Call of Duty, just normal campaign.
Yeah.
Like, obviously we can't say it's good or bad because we haven't played the campaign. It was just
Also,
a few
Olga,
snaps.
this is based before
Cold
War.
War.
Yeah.
It would be.
It would be because
It is,
the
'cause it's
whole
the Cold War.
Russian
It's the
lockup
60s.
thing.
Yeah. It looks like just a fun Call of Duty campaign. The action in it is kind of at a level where it's heightened, so you know it's a bit
They've
stupid.
definitely
But
heightened
it's
it a lot.
Call of Duty, so you give it a little bit of
I
leverage.
think that's fine. But I think it's a little weird because like Black Ops was the best parts of Black Ops were when it was very grounded, not its crazy set pieces. So I think it was really I was hoping to see some more of the grounded stuff for this single play gameplay.
You guys remember that stealth mission in Hong Kong in the first Black Ops?
Oh, you've tested my memory.
And then you get figured out, and then you're running across the roofs of Hong Kong and like scaffolding and shit like that.
Oh, I can't
It's
remember
been
that
so long.
actually. No.
So long.
But I mean, it's no secret that the success of Call of Duty campaigns in the past, on that era of like Modern Warfare, Black Ops 1, all that kind of stuff, was driven by the characters and story.
It was driven
so.
definitely
Not so much.
by.
Well, people
set
fell in love
pieces.
with the characters.
Yes, absolutely.
You know, you think of Soap, even
but
Ghost
I mean, like, you look
and
at
stuff, and Mason and
a lot of
Reznov.
people though, like let's say when you bring up COD 4 single player, yeah, the first thing that comes to my mind, right, is the nuke that drops, and you see that fucking devastation of what a nuke would do to someone, and that scene is just like fucking mind blowing, and no one had really done that in a game at that point. To me, Call of Duty, the way it excels with its characters is by putting them in very grounded situations within.
Yeah, it's got to be.
True.
It's
They
got
still
to
have to be well-written characters, though.
That's what I'm saying. That's what makes the characters even more kind of memorable, is because you put them in these situations. Like, fuck, bro, I would not remember Roach at all, except for because of things that happened at the end of Modern Warfare 2. You know, like that. Roach would not be in my in my brain, in my memory at all, if it wasn't for the set piece, the grounded moment that happens with him near the end of Modern Warfare 2. You know,
Yeah.
and I feel like Soap wasn't really made a character until Modern Warfare 2, when they actually got him to speak a lot more. You know, but you know, I think that it looks like it will hopefully deliver on that. I'm just hoping for some more of that grounded stuff, because that to me is where COD excels. That's why I love the most recent Modern Warfare campaign.
Yeah,
like it was so grounded, and there were set pieces. There definitely were.
it was super real.
Yeah, it was heavy, man. Like they didn't paint a black-white picture. They did make it really grey, and it was really nice with that.
I like going back to Black Ops 1, I think it was. I still remember that Russian roulette scene with Reznov in the cave. Or whatever it was. How much tension did you feel in that? You know,
that was great. But that wasn't Reznov. That was Woods. That was with Woods.
That was
that with
Woods
Woods?
and your other mate.
Yeah.
Right.
Mason.
Right,
I forget. But the other mate is the one who dies.
Yeah, he pops it, and then
Yeah.
they go to you go to shoot yourself, and then he grabs the machete, and you like push back and bang.
Yeah.
Fucking great scene.
Awesome
Fucking
scene.
Good
So
scene.
let's hope that it can pay patronage or be just as good as those
Yeah.
campaigns.
Even
But I don't want them to dip back into it. I like into the same things that Black Ops
No.
1 did.
But we hope that it's at the same level, same caliber.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Anyway,
Yeah.
But also they announced that there's going to be a multiplayer alpha starting tomorrow.
On what?
PlayStation 4.
Nah.
They announced that. They just said, "Yep, alpha, you get it." Which that's great.
Cool.
That's a good little drop. That's a nice little like good work for
An
owning
alpha.
PlayStation.
You know people are going to be so critical.
Critical.
Like they're going to be
Actually,
like, why is this not here? Look at how bad this is. Like, dude, it's an alpha.
Well, I mean, Mitchell, to argue against, like, to play devil's advocate with that.
Sure.
The game comes out in 2 months. 2 months, yeah. 2-3 months.
Yeah.
There
But you
is,
know
like,
how quickly
alpha-
they can put updates in and.
Yes, but the thing is, after a certain point in the development cycle, there is only so much you can do. Let's say if they complain about an actual graphics not looking that great, 3 months is not much time to fix that. Or if they're complaining about, like, you can update some minor gameplay bugs and shit like that, yes. Alpha, if there are bugs, you can complain and go blah, 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 blah. But let's be honest, if people don't enjoy the actual minute-to-minute gameplay, there's not much they're going to be able to fix.
No, that's true. But with
That's
those
what I'm
bugs
saying, like,
and
you
stuff,
can't-
yeah, 100%. Let
This
them
isn't
know
like
what bugs are
back in the
there,
day.
but don't be so aggressive and forceful about it. Just be like, hey,
Absolutely.
I've noticed
There's
this is a
bug.
thing.
It's an alpha. It's an alpha, yeah.
Just make sure this is fixed for the full game.
But I want to argue against the people who defend the game to the extent of, oh, bro, it's only an alpha. If it's someone complaining about, dude, the game doesn't look good, the game doesn't feel good to play, you've also got to prepare that it is only an alpha, but it's only 3 months from release.
Yeah.
And so I think that alphas and betas nowadays, especially in modern times, is it's just a term now. It's not necessarily what alphas were back in the day.
No, you're right.
Or
You're right.
betas back in the day. It's just a term now to use to be like. It's kind of almost it's a publicity stunt term where they go, oh, don't worry, it's an alpha, so don't panic.
Yeah.
It's shit. Don't panic, it's alpha. You know, that's what they're using it primarily as. For Call of Duty specifically.
They seem to be getting things okay. Oh, it's getting things done well at the moment, but we'll have to wait and see until specifics. Of course.
Anyway, so let's continue on. We got some Resident Evil 8, some more little cinematics and stuff.
Sure.
We saw some more enemies and shit. It looks really creepy, and I'm loving it. I'm digging it. I'm excited. I can't wait, man. I can't wait for this game. And it's good that they're going back to the first person view. I really enjoyed that in Resident Evil 7.
And this is solo player?
Yeah, single player, mate.
Single player?
Yeah.
Solo.
Sorry, man. I don't even know where my brain's at now.
Is this solo play only? Can I
Look,
bring up a fire
so
team?
far off that you need to make fun of me. Solo, single, same thing. Fuck you.
You're absolutely right. I apologize.
That's
Mitchell.
right. I will wait for your formal apology
Anyway, let's
letter in the
continue.
mail.
Let's continue. We got DMC 5 Special Edition.
Now, what's the difference?
I think you can play as Virgil.
Yeah, sounds like DMC.
I think that was the addition.
for all our viewers.
What's DMC?
Devil May Cry.
Ah, okay, sorry.
So Devil May
For the
Cry
release
5
of
Special
5.
Edition.
Sure.
For the release of 5, I bought every single Devil May Cry, and I played through all of them in
Good work.
preparation for Devil May Cry.
I never finished Devil May Cry 5. Did you end up ever playing as Virgil, or?
I haven't finished it yet. I'm on the third last I'm on the third last mission.
Well, no, okay, then let's assume that you didn't get to play.
No. I played it yesterday.
Okay, but no, okay, let's assume that you don't get to play as Virgil if you haven't played as Zim yet.
Yeah.
Long
story short, though, I didn't finish it because I got a Switch. That's why I didn't finish it.
Fair excuse.
He's planting those crops, man.
Also, dude, Mario comes out tomorrow. Yeah, boy.
Yes.
You know I'm picking it up.
Mario.
I'm very excited I've got nostalgia goggles on for it already. Oddworld got another trailer. It was smaller than I expected. I got really excited for a split second. I was like, oh, do I get to see more? They showed only a little bit, but that's fine. Demon Souls. We got Demon Souls gameplay. And
I'll let you two handle this.
Did you see the gameplay, Tolga?
I saw the gameplay.
How
good? I do see what you mean about they seem to have
made they definitely they made the, because look, let's be honest, this is the tutorial area. Even so, you would not get from A to B from the beginning to the boss that quickly when you normally play a Dark Souls game in general. No. So of course they made it easier to show off the boss. They just wanted to show that boss because in Demon Souls, similar to Bloodborne, you're meant to lose that fight. You can win, but you're meant to lose this fight versus, in Bloodborne, it's like that werewolf, You're meant to lose the first fight.
Yeah.
And then you wake up. But you can win it again, and you get a weapon, if I remember correctly. But like the animations looked really nice. Hey, like the backstab. Like I know it sounds really weird, but the animation looked really good. The parry finisher looked really cool. The lighting looked amazing. Like it made the games like all the places, like when they did the montage of running through all the different areas, the area with the giant fucking bridge, and you look like you're in hell. Like just the lighting in that looked amazing. I'm so excited for this game. But yeah, I saw a lot of people complaining, saying in the chat while I was watching it, saying, "Oh, this looks so easy." I'm just gonna say, I played a little bit of Demon Souls when I was younger, and I could not get through the first world.
This is gonna rip your nuts off.
Well, so the thing with Demon Souls as well is, unlike the other Souls games, there was a mechanic that they never explained to you, but essentially every time you died, the game got harder. They actually upped enemy damage, etc. The game got more difficult the more times you died.
Yep.
And shit. Like, this game was brutal.
Yeah.
But, like, I'm so excited. I'm hoping that with these additions to the gameplay, I'm hoping they have updated, like, how things move and stuff a lot and how it feels so that it'll make it feel a lot smoother. But the game looked gorgeous, bro. This is probably my most anticipated game for this generation now.
Wow.
That I've seen gameplay of.
Man.
I look, I'm super keen for it, but like, from at least my perspective, like,
you want Bloodborne?
I want the Bloodborne sequel.
Yeah. Which I wouldn't be surprised if that does come soon, but I think they'll focus on Elden Ring first, and then they'll go, because obviously this is a different company.
I'm not mad. I love their games in general.
I'm mad, bro.
If I just had to choose between the theme of like medieval or like Victorian horror is like, that's what.
Yeah, I get that. That gothic vibe. It is a very cool vibe. I think I'm just excited to see what they do, because there's some really cool boss mechanics that were in the Demon Souls game. Like there was a boss that was strictly player controlled. So a player would invade your boss fight and control the boss. Which is really cool.
When are we gonna get into these price tags?
We move. Don't worry, we're getting there.
I'm
So
excited.
Fortnite. Fortnite got announced to be on PS5. Who gives a fuck?
Move on. Next thing.
PS Plus Collection.
Right.
Now, as I wrote, whilst they announced this was Game Pass for PlayStation, I believe it is. Now, it started off being really interesting concept, and then it just petered off. Essentially, they did a really cool thing. They essentially said, for PS Plus members, you get all of our first-party games from PlayStation 4 on your PS5. Awesome. Great work. My only problem is they then went, but get excited, third-party games. And they listed off some really weird choices. Like, to me, like, because you look at Xbox's one, and like all the third-party games they have are amazing. They have some really great options there. And these ones were weird. Like, okay, they chose a Battlefield game, right, Mitchell?
Yeah.
That's a cool concept. Yeah, great. We get Battlefield 5, the latest Battlefield that's out so far. Cool. No, it was Battlefield 1, the one that came before that.
Good
it's
game.
A really
yeah.
great game, but it's a really odd choice considering by the time PS5 comes out, like this year, I don't know how many people are fucking playing it.
I wouldn't play it. Nah.
Like, it's just such an odd choice for
you need to think to the future, not go back to the past.
And it's really far back. To me, it was, this is all, like, Sony wanted to do this, and they were probably planning to build it up more, but because Game Pass was getting so big so quickly, they were like, okay, we just need to throw out some money to some companies and just grab whatever they're willing to give us.
It's the
and
Justice League of the the gaming industry.
of the Game Passes or of the, like, you know, and that's what it seemed to me, because like you've got Xbox who just announced we're going to get all of EA's first party games that just come out if you have Ultimate, and then they've got PS Plus goes, we've got EA games. Battlefield 1.
Yeah, come on guys, did you like Battlefield 1?
Yeah, it was just, it felt like they were trying to say, but we've got more than just our first party games. What's more, and it was weird because the very specific wording was our great PS4 games. So it's like, cool, we can play your older games, but what about when Bloodborne 2 does come out for PS5?
PlayStation just reeks of arrogance at the moment, but I'll get more into that later.
Dude, Bloodborne.
I just
you know, but I'm saying, like, why not do what Game Pass is doing and say, you pay this amount a month, we'll give you our first party games. I just think, like, even make it a little more expensive than Game Pass, for fuck's sake. Even if you did that, to me, it's just showing a lot of anti-consumer situations. Now, we got our price reveal for the US, which was $4.99 for the PS5 and $3.99 for the digital only, the discless version.
Wait, what was that? Go again?
$4.99 US for the PS5 and $3.99 for the discless version.
Oh, I thought that was Xbox prices.
No, Xbox's was $5.99 and $3.99 US. Now, let's go into the Australian prices. I can already tell you this, Mitchell, because everybody...
Oh, is that the photo you sent through was Australian prices?
Yes.
That's why I was confused. I was like...
That's why I said US. Now,
go.
I went, okay, interesting. So I went and looked at the exchange rate of the US dollar. $500 should equal to around $684 Australian. So I was a bit let down to then find out that we're paying the same price as what the Xbox console is charging for itself, when it's meant to be in the US $100 cheaper. To me, that doesn't make sense. PlayStation's gone, whatever, fucking keeping it the same price. I think that's stupid, in my opinion. I think personally that is the dumbest idea they could have made. Just drop it to $50. For fuck's sakes. You can undercut them even by 50. Like, it just doesn't make sense.
It's super strange for PlayStation to have this price tug of war with Xbox. to wait and wait and wait. Xbox finally releases them, and then they release theirs, but it's nothing better. It's
Well, for
arguably
Australia, it's nothing better.
worse.
For the US, they get it $100 cheaper. For the US, they got it cheaper.
It could just be a matter of like I wouldn't be surprised if 1 week from now they just play it off as we fucked up, we didn't do the conversions properly.
I mean, it's
Well,
not a
no,
hard
because
job.
I feel like they'll leave it as expensive as they can if no one calls it out.
Yeah.
And I was looking at all the Australian comments, and everyone was like, "Sweet, can't wait to pre-order it." No one even thought, it's a bit of a weird discrepancy in price.
No one really looks into the exchange rates and shit. So.
But because this was before they announced the actual Australian prices, so I had to. I saw this at 6 a.m. in the fucking morning.
Yeah.
I had to do it myself, so that's why I knew. Otherwise, I would have just looked at it and gone, "Oh."
So what? So Xbox discless is
Well,
$3.99.
Xbox Series S.
Sorry, Series S is $3.99.
That's US. That's US.
Yeah, I'm talking US prices.
Yes.
It's not discless.
Yes, it is. The S is disc.
Yeah, but that's not the selling point. Like,
Digital console.
It's less powerful overall.
Sure.
Isn't it?
Yes, unlike the PS5 one, the Series S is dramatically powerless compared to the Series X.
So $3.99 for that, and then what? Did you say $5.99 for the normal Xbox?
Yes.
Yep.
Series X. Yes.
Yep. And then for PS5, you got
for the discless version.
Yeah, that's
It's $3.99.
$3.99, so same.
And then PS5 it's $4.99.
Which is less than the normal.
So yeah, that is really good for US consumers.
But we kind of got given the fucking short end of the stick.
We always get the short end of the stick.
I'm not done.
Oh.
I'm going to drop some really shit things that they... Actually, I'll give you the exciting stuff. We also got God of War announcement. I got really wet. I got goosebumps. But now I'm just going to shit on your fucking bed. And I'm going to shit on your face. So what PlayStation didn't announce in their stream were the prices of their games.
Oh, no.
They're all going to be $10 more in US. If you look at JB Hi-Fi's pricings for their games, let's just look at Demon's Souls. It's $129 for a standard edition.
Oh, they're increasing it even.
Just wait, I'm not done. Spider-Man Miles Morales, $94.
No. Like US?
It's $50 US. That's almost a double the increase, bro. I'm sorry. We should mention that sometimes JB Hi-Fi does put the price up and it does go down. That does happen with JB Hi-Fi, but
yeah,
I mean,
it's not looking good. If
it
a
could
store
be just
that
like
usually
that
gives
initial release, like
PlayStation. There's been no initial release video game markup. Video games have stayed that same price. There's been no markup because it just comes out.
JB Hi-Fi have usually been
but
pretty
like I
consistent.
said, JB Hi-Fi does say prices can change. They put up a base price, and sometimes they fluctuate.
It'd be
how
interesting.
Often I've seen that happen. I mean,
it depends on the backlash from the community. I'm going to be honest. If people give backlash to these games being extra price and stuff.
I want to go back to that Xbox consumer friendly thing and
that's what I'm saying. That's why I think Xbox is really on the up and up right now because they're being really consumer friendly. Games are going to be more and more expensive.
I love my PlayStation exclusives, but I'm almost tempted to be like, fuck you cunts. I'm going to buy an Xbox just to say fuck you. Just because the consumer friendliness is just so much better, and I'd rather forego amazing games just to prove a point of consumer, like just being friendly to your consumer, the people who are actually giving you the money. I probably won't. I'll probably still buy the PS5 anyway because those games are so near and dear to me, and that's what they're banking on. That's the problem. They've pretty much already got me, and that's the sad thing.
It's just I don't know. We'll see what the
really
backlash is, and we'll see how it happens. If there is a big enough backlash, there will be change. I believe that because they'll be like, fine, $10 cheaper, whatever. We tried.
Which is better than nothing.
But here's the thing, right? I do want to point out that I'm not opposed to paying more, especially for even PlayStation exclusives. They are primarily single-player games. They are like I can't name a single PlayStation exclusive single-player game that has had microtransactions. You know, I'm willing to mark up the price if that's what needs to be done for these single-player games. But to me, I'm looking at this and I'm going, like, Demon's Souls is literally, from when we look at it, we normally spend, what, $70? It's a $60 price increase. It's almost it's almost double the price of what we normally pay. And to me, that is baffling.
So JB Hi-Fi was selling it for just the normal game, not digital edition, not pre-order.
No, just a Demon's Souls $129.
I don't know, because pre-orders are usually more expensive.
No. They tend to name it going, this is the limited Steelbook edition for $129. They didn't say that. This was...
I hope that's not the case, and I hope that when it comes out, just buying a disc from the store will go back to about 70, maybe $80, you know? At most.
Yeah.
From there. I mean, there's always going to be the stores that sell it for $100 anyways.
The games I'm willing to pay extra for are the games that don't have the microtransactions. They need the extra money. They don't have another form of earning money. You know, the games with microtransactions, they're earning bank that they don't end up putting back into the game anyway. So I don't feel comfortable. Like, you know, those FIFA games that are going $70, blah, blah, blah. What the fuck's the point? You know, like, you guys are earning enough. Now, let's move on. That's the PlayStation.
That's
stuff.
PlayStation.
I've got a couple more things to talk about. Apple, we love Apple. This isn't about their Fortnite squabble.
But it juices me up for the week.
Well, I'll give you a quick rundown. Apple's now suing Epic. Apple's now gone. So Epic sued Apple, and now Apple's gone, fuck you, countersue. And so I guarantee you, Epic's clenched their asshole going, fuck.
Yeah.
we might have fucked this.
Epic's...
I don't disagree with what Epic was doing, but I've said this before on the stream. They're not doing it for the reasons they're claiming to do it.
No, and look, let's see how the Epic Game Pass and all that kind of goes if they lose a lot of money from a lawsuit.
I mean, Fortnite earns them still so much bank, like. Yeah. But let's continue on with
We'll see.
Let's continue on. So Apple, our favorite company. They recently got a bit of flack, not just for the Epic thing, but they haven't been very interested in cloud gaming, which is becoming more and more of a thing at the moment. Companies are trying to dabble in it at the moment. And, you know, we had the failure of Google Stadia.
Yeah.
Which was
I was about to say that was all like cloud gaming and stuff, wasn't it?
Yes, but it shat on the floor. But now Xbox is about to release on the 15th of this month. Oh, so it released it 2 days ago. 2 days ago, xCloud released.
Yeah.
I just went, wait, it's past the 15th. So, 2 days ago, they released xCloud, which is going to be a part of the Ultimate Bundle, which essentially means anything on the Game Pass and stuff and games that you own on your Xbox, you can play it on your phone if you have good internet. That's really cool. It's a really cool concept. It works well. If it works well. Except Apple went, no. We don't like streaming. You're not going to stream on our phone. You can't make an xCloud app for our phone.
Really?
Yeah. And so everybody got a bit pissy about it because they were like, fucking why? And Apple's argument was, well, we have to personally vet every game through our store. So we can't do that if you're just streaming games from another store. And so they went, we're not doing cloud gaming. No.
So they're just being petty little bitches, is what I'm getting from this.
Well, they're being a monopoly. They're being a monopoly.
Yeah, they're being like, if it's not from our
They're
store,
being what
we don't
Epic
support it.
having a problem with. They are doing what Epic claimed that they were doing, which is they're trying to control everything.
Yeah.
And they did a bit. They changed the rules. They changed the rules. Good news. They changed the rules.
Good news, everyone.
Except they didn't really. They just said you have to buy it on our store first. So you have to buy the game through our store to be able to play it.
So you buy it on Xbox. It has a feature that says you can play it on mobile.
I don't think it's tied with xCloud gaming in general. It's just, if you're going to stream the game on your phone, you have to buy it through Apple.
Don't buy Apple. Just get something else that you can get the game on Xbox, then get it for free on your mobile.
I mean, if they manage to get the streaming thing to work, that's a really cool concept. Because
it reminds me of Nintendo of like years back when they wouldn't let anyone stream anything. Yeah, but they've been okay. They're allowing people to stream and record stuff on YouTube for their Nintendo games still. Like years back though. Nah, that was a no.
No, you had to be at that one. You had to be a part of the Nintendo program, which gave them most of the income anyway. Oh shit! Ooh.
Andrew, are you sure? Are you sure the price of the PlayStation was?
That's what JB sent. I just sent you the screenshot.
In Australia?
Yeah, that's what JB's got. Why? And EB. EB literally. I screenshotted the EB price. Why?
Where'd you put it, bro?
I sent it on the Messenger page. Why?
Yeah.
No, because I just got a thing from their page saying that. Well, effectively, they're just trying to show off that.
I Google it right now.
Yeah.
Sony announced consoles this week. Digital editions $599. PlayStation disc model $749.
$749. Yep.
Because they're literally
played a little bit of an ad. Sorry.
I'll show you what PlayStation released. Hold on. I'll send it to you in the chat. Anyway, continue. Sorry.
Well, either way, we've got the actual stores that are selling it, giving us the price.
Yeah, I know. I'm just showing you what PlayStation is trying to advertise. That's what I'm showing you.
That's the US one. That's the US prices.
Yeah.
That's what they showed. They showed the US.
No, I know that, but what I'm saying is that the fact that they're showing it in pound and yen.
Yeah, but the thing is though, they're showing it in dollar, but they tend to leave out Australian price.
No one cares about the AUD.
Xbox didn't show off the AUD.
Yeah.
The stores have actually shown us the price.
Oh no, I'm just trying to say that they're trying to show that the price is universal type thing.
But it's not.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's not.
Sorry, Aussie gamers. We're paying a little bit of extra dollars.
Copying it shit because they didn't show a New Zealand dollar, which is it's going to be even more for New Zealand most likely.
It's going to be like I don't know. It's like the longer it has to travel.
Yeah.
The more
anyway, let's move on. So fuck you, Apple. You're a twat. Borderlands 3 is coming to next gen, free of charge, free update. Wow. It's like you don't actually have to pay for an extra update, and with some new added upgrades like this, they're adding in split screen and stuff. Now, speaking of paying for an update, remember how I mentioned Control the other week, Mitchell, and how they've made the Ultimate Edition?
Yeah.
How the Ultimate Edition is the way you're going to be able to upgrade to the next generation, and you have to pay $30.
Yeah, don't have the pleb version. Have the cool guy version.
No. And if you have, like me, bought the game and the season pass, like I did, I can't. If I was to buy it on PS4, I've got it on PC, so I don't give a fuck. But if I was to own that on PS4, I couldn't upgrade it to the PS5.
Yeah.
Because fuck me, right?
Garbage.
I'd have to spend an extra $30 to get the Ultimate Edition. And so back then, this was when we mentioned it. 505 hadn't mentioned anything, and they had mentioned something since, but I didn't bring it up. But they essentially said that it's too hard to be able to monitor what's going on. But it's too hard to upgrade it without just upgrading the Ultimate Edition. It's too hard to monitor if they have the DLCs and if they have this and have that. And I mean, no.
Why is that hard?
Yeah.
It's a lie. It's a lie. No, it's a lie. It's a lie. That's
bullshit.
just them. They essentially were like, this was not easy for us to make this decision. We did it for you guys because otherwise no one would get an update. And anyway, well, no. That was funny, right? That was funny, right? Because everyone, you're lying, and they went, oh, well, you can't prove we're lying, until people on PlayStation 4 were on the PlayStation Store and magically got given a free upgrade to the Ultimate Edition by accident because they owned the Deluxe Edition of Control. Essentially, it was a mistake they made, and people getting it for free. And they haven't said anything at all. They've shut the fuck up. But yeah, fuck you, 505 Games. So that's the publisher. It's not Remedy that made the decision. It was the publisher that made this decision. Most likely. I hope. If Remedy did, fuck you, Remedy too. But I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt.
I love it when fuck-ups like that happen.
Oh, it was beautiful to watch. Anyway, let's continue. Twitch ads mid-rolls.
Yep, I did see that.
I mean...
That's just more ads, isn't it?
Look, I understand putting it at the beginning. They want to earn more revenue, whatever. I
don't think streamers even get a... do they get a choice to add this?
They don't get a choice. It's just in.
See, because I'm obviously I'm an affiliate on Twitch and I have ad options.
I'm pretty
No, what I'm saying is you get options with ads, and you can have them or you can not have them. Even you can have them short ads, you can have long ads, or you can have no ads at all. I'm pretty sure. But to have no,
well, ignoring the having no option, a mid-roll seems so retarded because. And I'm sorry to use that word, but it seems so stupid to put... Imagine if... Okay. In a live sport, yeah? Imagine if it was literally in the middle of a fucking swing and they went, boom! Have you seen the new Gillette gel? It'd just be fucking stupid. You miss the whole thing going on. Especially if it's not like this is a planned thing. We're planning for this mid-roll to happen right now. It's just it will happen at random points.
Yeah.
It sounds like a good product. I want to know about this Gillette gel.
Yeah, that's what everyone's going to be asking. No, but a lot of people were complaining, or like people were scared. I saw one of my favorite streamers, Tio, sponsor us. No. What I was saying is people in his community were like, well, what if I was donating to you? Like, and I wanted to hear you read out my message and your response and all that, but I got an ad. Yeah. And I missed it.
Well, no. So subscribers, people who've subscribed don't get affected by it.
Okay, but what if you're not a subscriber, but you've donated?
You get affected.
Yeah.
It's a really bad implementation, and like, to me, it was the most...
Greed is slowly overtaking our world, and I'm getting more and more worried the more and more I pay attention because of this podcast.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry for bringing bad shit to you.
I'm sleeping less and less.
It's... Sorry,
I was just gonna say, is that it for the PlayStation announcements?
Yeah, that's it for the PlayStation announcements. Cool. That's why we've already gone past that, bro. Cool. Yeah, that's all it was. Like, we mentioned quickly God of War. It was hype, but it was just an announcement.
Tolga's like Internet Explorer. I was like, so PlayStation 5, right? He's like, no, we're done with this. Oh, okay.
Did you mean this?
Oh no, I just that's just what's on the front of my mind.
Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I don't know. It's just.
Well,
speaking of, how I mentioned earlier how I don't think games that use microtransactions should also charge extra.
See,
Just to
I
kind
wasn't
of,
listening to you.
no, just to prove my point, I want both of you to guess PUBG's mobile earnings.
Oh, it would have to be like
69.
I
Have an actual
reckon
guess.
like 150 million.
Okay.
69 million.
Is that actually you're gonna be your genuine answer, Tolga, without being a fucking tool?
Yeah.
It was 3 billion.
Wow! Whoa! What?
3 billion.
I was definitely closer.
I thought billion. I was thinking, but I was like, nah, no way. Oh,
Who
3
even
billion.
plays it on the mobile that much? Come on.
if
China's their biggest
oh my lord,
sales. But like
that's
China,
insane.
like,
I quit.
like
That's
over
it.
a
I
billion
quit.
of it.
I'm going to work for.
That's just the mobile version. Imagine the people playing it on console as well, though.
I quit,
You know?
bro.
Who
That's
also have
it.
those microtransactions, you know, man. Like, and that's my problem with
You know,
this.
people still aren't getting their right bonuses or paychecks in the
Exactly.
companies.
Like, you look at
Though.
companies and they're paying their workers bare minimum, and then they're earning money like this, and it's like.
3 billion off the mobile app.
Not to mention, PUBG is one of the ugliest looking games I've ever seen.
It's not that good.
Oh, it's pretty good. It's fun to play, but it's not a good looking game.
I see it as outdated, but that's my opinion.
You're
And
outdated, Grandpa.
No, it's a fun
What are
game.
you
but I
saying, you
I-
fucking junior?
I don't think there are lots of parts of it where it's like, okay, you didn't put that much effort into
No,
it.
it's 3 billion. Whoa, buy me a
3
house.
billion.
Please. There's one kid in Australia.
Yeah, man, that blew my fucking mind when I saw
Can
that.
we make a
insane.
podcast with microtransactions?
Yeah,
So
we'll just have
join the
PUBG.
member. Click the member button for $5.
Yeah, we'll just have PUBG rolling in the background.
I guess like in other news there was that like Pokimane more drama with the VTuber shit.
Oh, I didn't see any of this. What's going on?
This was just stupid. So
Okay.
you know what VTubers are, yeah?
No.
Virtual tubers. So they're like anime virtual characters.
Yeah, I do know them. Yeah,
That's the VTuber. That's what a VTuber is.
I'm just trying to act like I don't know what they are, so no one thinks that I watch
Anyway.
them.
I haven't watched. Actually, I did accidentally join one while I was on the phone to you. Remember, I was on Twitch and I was like, "Who's this person?" Clicked. I was like, "That's an anime girl."
I
Like,
do
closed
not
it.
remember that.
It was bad. It was cringe.
I was
But
also
anyway,
watching that.
Anyway,
last 3 hours.
Pokimane came out with her own VTuber character, and she just streamed as a VTuber. Who cares? That's not very consequential,
Why
is it? Except all the VTubers got pissy because someone popular came in and did their thing and started gatekeeping, which is just stupid.
This is our thing. We are the VTubers.
And they were like, "You're taking away viewership from less popular people." It's like, no, she just brought in new viewership to it because
If
it's just
she's
people.
better, then she's better. Up your
Also,
game.
it's just realistically, they didn't come to most of the people who viewed it didn't come for Pokimane. Come for the VTuber. They came for Pokimane. They're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, Pokimane."
She's
Let's
built
go
her
watch
brand and she's adding to her brand.
Like-
So what? Stop having a
So
cry.
what if she wants to do it? She's having fun. Like, fuck me, bro.
Right,
Like,
dude,
just chill. Let
it's
her do it,
Twitch is. I mean, as much as people do it for hobbies and stuff, people.
What's your
It's a
problem, bro?
competitive scene because they want viewers and they want revenue
So
from it, right?
competitive.
And
Viewers.
like with competition, if you think it's a competitive scene, you gotta be like, well, okay, other people are earning from me. What can I do? Not what other people's can't do. What can you do to improve your channel?
Listen,
You know?
it's competitive.
Tolga's being a
stupid.
tool.
I'm not even listening to him. He's on the bottom. There's a reason his camera's on the bottom.
what type of tool am I? Am I like a wrench?
Don't give him the attention, Mitchell. You're feeding into it. Don't do it. But no, I just think it was just so. Even like if she was just doing it for fun, like it's so inconsequential just because she's popular. Who gives a fuck, bro?
People have a cry, you sensitive bitches.
Yeah, I know, and I know it reminds me of like when an anime gets popular or something, and people get angry and go, "Oh, the fan base ruined it."
Well, I mean, to be fair, Star Wars community fan base is the worst fan base in the world. They ruined everything.
Actually,
The Star Wars films ruined it. I'm just saying.
yeah.
I mean, I still enjoyed it for what they are,
We
but the
still
community
gotta-
is so
we still gotta do that,
toxic.
bro.
The community is toxic, but
So toxic. It doesn't even give
Good on-
a lot of
speaking
franchises
of
don't even
Star
give things a
Wars,
chance anymore.
This is a little bit old news, but John Boyega like called out Disney.
yes, he did. Good on him
did?
for that.
That
Good on
was
him for that.
that was so good because everything he said was so true. It was like in
it
the
was
first
so
about
funny.
like
They-
what it
they
was
were
about what advertising a black character being important and then to have him just drift off into nothingness.
Yeah,
Really,
essentially
was-
they used him because he was black.
Yeah.
That's what he pretty much called him out
they
for.
used
They
it
said,
as a
used it as
an
a-
advertisement tool.
Yep.
And
"Use me as a
Daisy,
sales."
I guess
was-
there was Daisy Ridley was also talking about like the inconsistencies and the not clear vision of the
You look at
3 films
You
because
look
they
at
were like
Finn-
originally they were like she's going to be Obi-Wan's descendant and then she's going to be this, and with every film it practically changed.
I mean, it made sense for it to be Obi-Wan when in the first film they like had that whole flashback, and you specifically also hear Ewan McGregor's voice. I thought it was going to be Obi-Wan's descendant.
Well, it was in the first film. That was
Yeah.
the plan. And then there
So
was,
then it's
and then
like-
in the second film it was nobody. Their parents are nobody. And
then
then
they're like,
in the third film it's like,
You're a fucking do it. Blah.
but yeah.
But no, I think like even just ignoring the jump from the first second.
Blah.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah.
Palpatine's a
Yeah.
fucking vampire.
Blah, blah, blah. I bet to take your blood.
To me, the big
One
one was
count.
Vader, will you suck my nipples? Blah, blah.
Why?
What? Am I the only one that reads fan fiction? Alright.
Anyway, anyway, no, like I think the big one was it as is John Boyega. Like Finn's character was the biggest.
He was nothing.
He was so interesting in the first movie.
Even
he was the best part.
Poe
the
Dameron
first-
became more of a better character than him in the end.
He got more screen. I wouldn't say he was a better character just in general. Like
Well,
if you
he
just
came-
went off.
no,
his
when
character
I say
from-
sorry, I worded that wrong. When he says better, I mean he became more important.
Yes, he did, and
than the
that's so
person that
fun.
was supposed to be part of the main group, the main titular character.
were trash.
Nah, Finn was interesting.
Don't you dare
I
hurt my
feel-
Kylo
Finn-
baby.
The first one was fine. It was
That's what I'm talking about.
this
Finn
is-
in the first one
this
was
is
actually a
subpar.
very good
After
character.
that, they all became trash.
I thought Finn was probably one of the better characters in Star Wars in general. He was an interesting character.
Yes, yes, he
Um,
was in the Force
First
Awakens.
one, yes, and that's what I'm saying. John Boyega's character. You look at Finn. I was saying instead of just going to Daisy Ridley's character, like Rey going from her backstory constantly changing in the films, going from the first one where he was a really good character. Finn was a really awesome, interesting character, that could like really have a good story going through the trilogy. Then to just be turned into the biggest side plot.
He
Yeah.
wasn't even a side plot.
Right.
In the second one, random love interest
And he was just on a journey.
on Poker Planet.
Yeah.
Sure. Then the final one, Ray, I have to
Wasn't
tell
there,
you
bro.
something. Ray, I have to tell you something. Ray, I have to tell you something. Not only did his other love interest disappear, they insinuate that he's going to tell Ray that he loves her. And then the film ends. The film ends, right? No one said anything. He
Nah.
hasn't told her. And then fucking J.J. Abrams is like, oh, he was just going to tell her that he's force sensitive. It's like, what?
Well, I mean,
Oh.
everybody was fucking force sensitive from the beginning.
Yeah.
Like shit.
Oh!
I hate the new trilogy. The new trilogy.
I'm blowing up the
Yeah.
mic, but it just triggers me so much.
The new trilogy is one of the worst pieces of film. when it comes to writing.
Hey,
Ever.
look, at least
Yeah.
at least
When it
we
comes
can
to
all
writing, I can
appreciate.
agree.
We can appreciate the milking scene from Last Jedi.
Mate, I'm all about that.
To be honest, like there was some scenes in the Last Jedi where I was like, that looked cool. Like the final planet looked sick.
I
It
still
looked
stand
cool.
by one of the best cinematic scenes I've ever seen is when Hondo, sorry, not the car, beep beep, runs that ship through the enemy fleet and it's just silence. That was one of my favorite ever experiences in a cinema watching that.
It took you 3.5 hours to get to that scene. Though.
I don't care. I'm saying as that scene. I'm talking about the scene primarily. I'm not talking the film as a whole.
The scene was a good scene, but it's also that whole thing of, okay, now we can there is a potential chance for collision with hyperspace jumps that was never touched on in the previous films as well. Like it brought up another inconsistency. Even though it was a good scene.
There's always consistencies in the Star Wars. That's never been.
Of course, but it brought up another inconsistency within that.
When a franchise spans from the 70s, it's it's grown into something more and things have been added. So yeah.
Of course, but then Disney came in, retconned everything, and then went, okay, now we're going to grab a few things that we liked.
Yeah.
And then
it is what it is at this point. But are we done with any news? Or have we got anything else?
I feel like we're done with some news. Is there any anime stuff you want to talk about, guys? Anything like that?
Season 3 of
I'm sorry, I meant important things. Things are a bit more consequential.
Oh, okay.
Well,
yeah,
guys,
fuck
that's
you.
all we have for today.
Get your salty savvy T-shirt from our merch store.
Actually, Mitchell, have you watched not today's episode of ReZero, but the week before's episode?
Yeah,
I haven't.
I have.
Tolga, you need to get on it. I watched today's as well while I was waiting for the.
Cool, Andrew. I just don't care because it's not important.
He was very salty. He's still a salty boy.
I just don't think it's important, and the viewers don't care. So just do your outro, will ya? Yeah. Yeah. Maybe you should.
Need a hug.
No, not from you. Fuck.
I'll send Tolga over.
All right, I'm okay with this.
Oh my god,
He
I
may
don't
be a
want
tool, but
anything to do with any of you.
He's my tool. All right, do your damn outro.
You've been Nerdspice.
Nerdspice.
Oh my god.
I want it to be an echo.
You wanna like pat him on the head, don't you, a little bit?
What the fuck are you talking about?
Cinderella.
Shut up.
You.
All right. Goodbye,
You're a grumpy
everyone.
little
See you
Cinderella.
later.